Today I'm spending some time in my kitchen prepping ahead some healthy and tasty snacks for the week. I find that making snacks from scratch is just so much healthier, and we also save a lot of money this way.
Your kids are gonna love these, and so will you.
These are all super easy to whip up and your entire family will love them. They're made with the highest quality ingredients. That way you can feel great about giving them to your kiddos. With school starting soon, I thought these would also be perfect to prep ahead for those busy mornings. If you've seen my other recent videos, you'll know I also love to prep ahead my family's dinner every week. This saves me so much time every week and I get to just relax into my evenings. That's why I created a 1-hour meal prep plan to help you guys as well. This plan can help you save 5 to 10 hours in the kitchen every week. Check out the link in my description for your free guide. I'll talk a little bit more about that later in this video. It is a beautiful Sunday. It's about 12 o'clock. Baby girl just went down for her nap, hopefully for about 2 hours. And I thought, why not make some delicious homemade snacks that we can enjoy throughout the week? And I thought it would be perfect because she's 13 months old now. So as the days go on, she's just getting hungrier and hungrier by the day. So having these snacks on hand that I can just kind of give her if she's fussy or if she's a little hungry before mealtime will be perfect. And I know that my husband and I will definitely enjoy them as well. These are super simple to whip up really quick. 3 out of 4 of them I am going to be using sourdough starter, but I will also link some recipes that you can use that don't include sourdough starter as well. So let's get started. I want to start off with some yummy pecan zucchini muffins. So I started by toasting some pecans. I love the roasted nutty flavor that you get when you toast pecans. So I just spread some out, a half a cup onto a baking sheet lined with parchment paper and throwing that into a 350-degree oven for about 5 minutes. I'm shredding up my zucchini now, and I needed 2 cups for this recipe and it actually ended up being perfect. Now I'm just going to line my muffin tin with muffin liners. To the bowl, I'm adding 1.5 cups of flour, then I'm adding in 3/4 of a cup of coconut sugar. You could use regular sugar if you wanted. 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, a pinch of nutmeg, half a teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda, and a half teaspoon of salt. And then I'm just mixing all of that together to combine it. I made a well in the center of the bowl so that way I can add in my wet ingredients. To the center, I'm adding in 2 eggs and a half a cup of avocado oil. Just giving that a nice whisk. Then to that, I'm adding in about 1/4 cup of sourdough starter, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and then I'm just going to give that another mix until it's well combined. I'm just stirring this kind of in a folding method. And when that's just about mixed together, I added in my zucchini. And when that was just about incorporated, I added in my toasted pecans and gave that one last stir. Then I'm just going to divide up the batter evenly into all of my muffin tins. Throwing those into my hot oven at 350 for about 15 to 18 minutes. I wanted to go ahead and just wash out that bowl I just used to use that for the next recipe so that I could dirty as little dishes as possible. So this next recipe I'm making is going to be sourdough granola bars. To my bowl, I'm adding 2 cups of rolled oats, 1/3 cup of raisins, 1/2 cup of chocolate chips, and 1/2 cup of sourdough starter. 1 tablespoon of chia seeds, 1 tablespoon of flax seeds, 3 tablespoons of maple syrup, and a teaspoon of salt. About 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract. The peanut butter that I had was the all-natural kind, and it was pretty much solid, so I had to kind of warm it up in my saucepan and get it all nice and melted. And I'm just giving that a nice mix. The instructions said to use the back of your spoon to press the granola batter down onto the parchment paper, but I found it to be a lot easier by just dipping my fingertips in some water and then just gently pressing down on the granola batter. I feel like this was 1,000 times easier. That way with the water, it won't stick to your fingertips. That's ready to go into the oven at 350 for between 11 and 13 minutes. The aroma of the muffins were just filling the home, and it just smelled so good, and I was so excited to give one a try.
Prepping ahead homemade snacks from scratch is definitely the way to go, especially nowadays when there's so many ingredients in our food that you just can't pronounce. And for myself, I don't feel comfortable giving those things to my children. By prepping ahead these snacks, you can make sure that they're getting top-notch quality ingredients. Not only that, but you're also sure to save a lot of money when you make it from scratch. So I hope you guys are loving these recipes that I'm making. If you guys have seen my previous videos, I also do a 1-hour meal prep every single week for our dinners. So this saves me so much time in the kitchen. It's honestly changed my life. As much as I love being in the kitchen, I would much rather just be able to relax into my evenings and know that dinners are prepped ahead for the week, and it's just one less thing I have to worry about and stress about. So I actually created a 1-hour meal prep plan that you guys can go and grab. I'm gonna leave the link in the description for you guys. It's completely complimentary. It's going to help you save between 5 to 10 hours in the kitchen every week. It comes complete with a grocery list that I wrote out for you guys and a step-by-step meal prep flow as well. That'll help you stay focused and efficient in the kitchen. I also included 3 meals that you can just rotate throughout the week so that you can kind of have an idea of what you can make for dinner. So if you're a busy mama like me and you feel like you could benefit from that, or if you're just a busy woman, maybe you work outside of the home, head over to the link in my description and grab your 1-hour meal prep plan. Now back to the video.
Now we're moving on to our sourdough crackers. So to my saucepan, I added in 3 tablespoons of butter. I'm actually doing 1.5 times the recipe because I wanted us to have more crackers. And then to my bowl, I'm adding in 1.5 cups of active sourdough starter, 1 teaspoon of salt, our butter once it was cooled, and then I'm just gonna give that a nice mix. I shredded up some cheese earlier, so to this I'm adding in 1.5 cups of cheese, and just giving that a nice toss so that everything gets well combined. This is my second time making this cracker recipe. The first time, they turned out really, really good. And this time I just kind of wanted to my goal was to get more of an even bake on them. So once you put the batter in the center of the baking sheet, I just started to spread it out evenly so that the layer wasn't too thin, but it wasn't too thick as well, so that everything could bake evenly. And I'm just topping off the cracker batter with some everything bagel seasoning. Definitely one of my favorites to top off crackers with. So I'm throwing those into the oven for about 10 minutes at 350.
I'm so hungry. Baby girl is eating a muffin right now. Definitely baby approved. These are delicious. They are so moist, incredibly moist, and the flavor is perfect. I used 1/4 cup less sugar just because, I don't know, I just try to use a little less sugar than what the recipe calls for, especially if it's not labeled like a healthy recipe. But perfect amount of sweetness, perfect amount of moistness, a nice bite coming from those toasted pecans. Your kids are gonna love these, and so will you. After that 10 minutes in the oven, I'm removing the crackers and I'm just gonna slice them with my pizza cutter, or cut them I should say, into cracker-sized pieces. And if you wanted, you could also take the back of a bamboo stick and poke little holes in them. I decided to not do that. So back into the oven for about 20 minutes at 350. This last recipe that I'm making is date energy bites. So we're starting with 2 cups of dates, 1 cup of walnuts, 1 cup of pecans, and 1 cup of shredded coconut. I'm also adding in a scoop of collagen powder. This will give it a nice boost of protein. 1 teaspoon-ish of vanilla extract, and about a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I'm just gonna pulse that a few times in my Ninja until it gets into like a nice batter consistency. You'll see what I mean. When the dough kind of starts to stick together, that's when you know it's ready to roll into balls. And I love my Ninja, you guys. Definitely is a must-have if you like to make smoothies or even like batters, like blender batters. In this case, these energy bites, it's perfect for that. I will link the Ninja that I have in the description box below if you want to check it out. The crackers weren't quite done to my liking, so I decided to stick them back into the oven for a few more minutes. It's time to roll these into balls, and these taste like the most healthy, heavenly tasting cookie dough bites ever. And so they're definitely a delicious alternative to cookie dough. Our crackers were done and they were so good. Some of them were still a little chewy in the center, but they were still delicious nonetheless. And if you're wondering why they look a little dark, it's because the sourdough starter that I used was 100% whole grain. I never knew making crackers from scratch was this easy. So all of our snacks are done at this point. I'm just cutting up these granola bars now that they've had a chance to cool completely. And I will say probably what I'll do next time with these is just bake them a minute or 2 longer. I think I could have definitely benefited from that because they ended up being just a little crumbly, definitely not as solid as you would like for a granola bar. But they're still delicious and they're still full of flavor. And they're nice and chewy. That's one thing I love about them. Alright, you guys, well that does it for this video. We have snacks prepped for the entire week, healthy, wholesome, and delicious that I know my entire family will love and devour, and I hope that yours will too. So thanks so much for hanging out with me in my kitchen. Don't forget to check out the link in my description to grab your complimentary 1-hour meal prep plan. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I would love to hear what are some of your guys' favorite snacks to make from scratch. I'm always looking for some new, fresh ideas. So let me know down in the comments below. Until next time, bye friend.